Glad to have you join us on this edition of the show. Technology is defining the world in unimaginable ways, and as such, certain kind of skill sets are increasingly becoming super important. My guest shares more on why you should acquire those skills that will set you apart. There is a lot lined up for you, but first, some tech news and updates. This is Tech Trends, and I'm Chukwemeka Agbata.
Technology is similarly just a catalyst, at times for fundamental forces already present. Advances in the technology of telecommunications have proved an unambiguous threat to totalitarian regimes everywhere. After a year of unprecedented events, major breakthroughs and missed opportunities amongst others, the 40th edition of the Gulf Information Technology Exhibition resumes in-person interactions. International technology visionaries, industry innovators, global investors unite at the only major technology event that goes live in 2020 at the Dubai World Trade Center, United Arab Emirates. Almost 1,200 exhibitors, including over 300 startups from more than 60 countries, came together to share their vision of tomorrow. This year, as an official partner, Nigeria's presence is felt at the event. 10 startups from the country are all on display alongside pavilions from some of the most innovative, technological and promising nations.
In the future, I am an interplanetary communications officer and I work on the planet Mars, although I live on the planet Earth and I'm from London.
So in the future, how can you be a benefit to me as an individual, as a human being?
Artificial intelligence and robots are very much used in the future. We are in all sorts of systems and processes. Like I said, I'm an interplanetary communications officer. I manage the networks between planets. I make sure the internet is always up and running and deal with problems as they arise.
I therefore commission Nigerian Pavilion here in Gulf Information Technology Exhibition here, and I pray to Almighty to make it beneficial to Nigerians and to humanity in general.
Nigeria seizes the opportunity to sell her vision of a digital economy and unveils plans to increase foreign investment in the nation's IT industry.
As we can see, this year's participation is all about to bring about cross-fertilization of innovation and ideas. We are not here to participate just to see what has been taking place, but rather to ensure that we get more investors that are willing to invest in Nigeria, and secondly, to get technology transfer, and thirdly, to do the best we can to have cross-fertilization of ideas and innovations. In addition, even this year, we are able to come with some startups that will pitch in the process. As we all know that last year, we won the first position in the category of artificial intelligence. And I do hope that this year we are going to do the same or even better than what we have achieved last year.
Africa is the only continent to host an investment forum at the event, and conversations hover around increasing investment opportunities on the continent.
3 trends are shaping and creating the future of African economy. Firstly, the increased affordability and fast internet speed across the continent. Secondly, our startups our digital startups are transforming the business landscape and the economic in general. They are coming up with a groundbreaking ideas, solving African challenges and problems, such as challenges in healthcare for remote locations or remote population in Africa, like employment potentials for women, and also education and other challenges Africa is facing. And thirdly, the commitment to create the world's largest single free trade area.
When we talk of digital economy, we're not just talking about it for only the urban sector. We're talking about all-inclusive Nigeria, all over Nigeria. The Honorable Minister drew up a target by 2025. Everybody should have access to the internet. That's what I mean by the all-inclusive, digital economy. You talk of financial services that, will be provided maybe via some stations, these post offices, the assets in post offices, but you do need broadband to drive this sector. So the fiber at the city centers, you have to include them. Then why should anybody also use satellite? We're talking of, job creation. It is not just having the satellite alone, it's also about getting the youths to be able to be part of this ecosystem, because all the policies the Honorable Minister has been drawing is about fostering the ecosystem locally, because we can't continue to consume outside. Like Eric, the first presenter in Africa, said, we need to consume what we produce, and we need to train young people. The Honorable is very particular about skills development. He's already developing a policy that will enhance training of VSAT installers in Nigeria. So those people who reside in the unserved area, in the remote location, they can actually install VSATs by themselves and for their other customers. And in order to also sustain all these efforts, he's also graciously convinced the legislators to actually approve the second satellite. Every blind spot and unserved communities will be covered before 2025 via the satellite.
Over the years, GITEX has become a global platform for technology minds and the business leaders to showcase the diversity of the industry through their innovations and solutions. Africa's strong presence at this year's edition shows her determination to harness the skill set of her young demographic, and prospects discussed are expected to impact information technology services on the continent. Every holiday season, thousands of children rush to Portugal's largest indoor shopping mall in Lisbon to sit on Santa's lap and ask for gifts. But coronavirus changed Father Christmas's plan this year. Now, instead of waiting to greet a long queue of excited children at the Colombo shopping mall, Santa Claus offers online video meetings so kids and their parents can still get into the Christmas spirit from the comfort of their homes. Featuring Father Christmas dressed in his traditional red outfit and festive backgrounds, including Santa's house in Lapland, the video chants were made available.
Despite the technology, we make sure the message gets through, and it always sends a message of tenderness and a relationship is created. Of course, at first, children are a little shy, but they let go and a dialogue is established. The conversation flows and we live Christmas this way, which is much better than not having done anything. Santa Claus is made aware of one technology or another that can help him, but without ever forgetting what the central core of what it means to be Father Christmas, which is direct contact. The interest for children, the toys, this is always the priority.
And in Spain, An enterprising Santa Claus has decided to save Christmas by sending video messages to children who are unable to meet the man himself this year because of the coronavirus pandemic.
We came up with the idea to make personalized letters and also save Christmas. We wanted to save Christmas and we didn't know how to do it. We wanted to tell the kids that Santa is here and the elf gift is here. We thought of doing Zoom, Skype and using new technologies since Santa cannot visit the children's homes. So we answered that long-awaited letter this way.
Children entertainer Fuentes, a Chilean who has been living in Spain for the past decade, has transformed an old shipping container in Leganes, south of Madrid, into a grow-to-come production studio. He records personalized messages with the help of his son Andres, who works behind the camera, and his colleague Pilar Carriston, who plays his truly sidekick elf.
Mira, ahí está en el colegio.
Mira, y va atravesando la puerta de su clase.
Sí.
Parents can find Fuentes on social media and send him their children's letters. Then he and Karen film a personalized reply from Papa Noel himself. 3-year-old Pena says Christmas and that of several other children has been saved by this enterprise.
¡Feliz Navidad! Para todos los niños y niñas, ya vienen los días.
Two robots designed to look and act like male and female clerks have begun work in a public services center in Moscow.
Уютная зона ожидания информирования. Всегда того.
Both humanoids, named Alex and Dasha, welcome customers at the center in the northeastern part of the Russian capital. Dasha explains to visitors which services they can get in the center, while Alex cares more about their wellness. According to the company behind the project, Promobot, Alex promotes city social programs aiming to help Muscovites to stay healthy and can even advise what to do if you caught COVID-19 disease. Both robots can answer a wide range of questions and recreate more than 600 human facial expressions by moving eyes, eyebrows and lips and other mechanical muscles covered with artificial skin.
Our robots are working in 42 countries as aides in airports, service centers, as medical registrators, robotic diagnosticians, and robotic guides. A wide scope of applications, robots are multifunctional things you can use as an aid in many fields. There are not so many of them now, but there will be more and they will be everywhere. It is a stage of evolution.
Though the robots still learn how to do their job, they attract customer attention.
There are just 2 of such robots in public services, so they draw much of attention. Those robots can keep up a meaningful conversation answering the questions. Of course, people like it. It's possible to change topics. Robots are still learning, and in times to come, they will become more helpful for service centers and for Muscovites.
Earlier in 2020, a similar human-like robotic woman from Promobot had started to work in a service center in Perm, a city 1,100 kilometers east of Moscow.
We're in the midst of the 4th Industrial Revolution, A time when advances in artificial intelligence, robotics, Internet of Things, quantum computing, 3D printing and other technologies are changing the way we live and radically disrupting almost every business sector. These fast-paced technological innovations are changing the world of work, and some jobs are transforming faster than others. As many relate the changes to digital technologies, they also relate future skills directly to digital skills. A few years from now, many of the skills we deem important for today's workforce will have changed, and just as experts have been predicting, we will soon share our workplaces with artificial intelligences and bots. So to succeed in the future workplace, we need to start acquiring digital skills that will help us stay ahead of the curve. Mercy George Igbafe, the founder of Lentor, shares with us how and why we should acquire skills that will help us prepare for future job roles.
Mercy, glad to have you on the show today.
Thank you so much, Fred. Tech Trend, and most importantly, Channels Television. I'm so grateful for this opportunity.
All right, so when you think about technology and development, what comes to your mind?
Number one, I see technology as a huge blessing to a lot of us. And I equally see missed opportunities by Africans, missed opportunities by African business owners, missed opportunities for all of us Africans, just because the kind of development and the kind of sporadic return on investment that technology has brought, I just feel that Africans, we're still playing catch up. We're not there. Technology is great. It's a huge opportunity connecting people from one to the other, but I just see missed opportunities for Africans.
Yeah, but so do you think that Nigeria in particular, do you think we are making the most of technology, you know, across the board, whether it's government, private sector? What's your take?
Number one, yes, we are, but in the wrong places. I remember when I came to Channels and I was sharing about stats. As of March, April, I went to Google Insights just to check what Nigerians were checking online. And it was quite fascinating to see that in 2020, Nigerians are searching out to write formal letters. So you can see there's a major gap there. As at August, social media reports showed number one social media users globally. But what are we doing on the internet is the big question.
Yeah, so from what I hear you say, capacity development might be the challenge. Yes. What do you recommend as a way forward?
Okay, number one, I think for me, COVID has been a blessing than a curse, but I recognize the astronomical damage that COVID has brought along, job loss, death, just pain across board, not just in the West, not just African, but globally. But I just want to say that there's a mindset that is agile. And that's the agile approach that Uber, Amazon, Taxify, that are leveraging on. And many startups in Nigeria are actually leveraging on the agile approach to delivering iteratively, incrementally. And under agile is embedded a lot of frameworks that works for many organizations. But what are we learning? Let me take you on a ride. What we learn in school is cramming. 2 times 1, 2, 2 times 2, 4. So we're not learning how to think out of the box. We're not learning how to use digital technology for advantage. You need to know what it means to work within a team. You need to understand what it means to work within the Scrum framework. You need to know what it means to work within the Kanban framework. These are the 2 most used internationally framework that govern the organizational structure that helps to create digital products or work with digital teams in terms of project team to deliver astronomical results. But we are very big on MBA. There's nothing wrong with that. We're big on MSc. There's nothing wrong with that. Truth of the matter is, the real question we need to ask, why are jobs going to Asia? Why are all these companies in the US taking jobs to China, to India, and recruiting these people?
So let me ask you, are you saying that a lot of young people who don't have jobs today, have no business or not having jobs, Are these skills wanted globally this much?
Oh, yes. Oh, please go on Google. I challenge anyone. Go on Google. As at September, I went on Google. I checked what are the top jobs that are in demand today. Number one, project managers, because we are always creating projects, having project teams and developing products. Scrum masters, number two. Business analyst, number three. And product owner came there, but is not so prevalent. And the reason product owner is not so pronounced is because product owner is an elevated business analyst. So most organizations would rather recruit a very rock star business analyst than have a product owner because it's just a title. According to National Bureau of Statistics, 2019, the unemployment gap in Nigeria is 6.3%. With COVID, we don't even know because we've lost so many jobs. And with Nigeria, we don't have real-time data to give us insight. So that becomes a problem. So it's possible for Africans if we can only leverage this agile mindset to delivering product iteratively and incrementally.
So Mercy, quickly, two questions in one as the final question. What is your story? I mean, how did you get into this? That's one. And two, what is the ratio of women who apply for programs that are technology driven, and how can we get more women into the ecosystem?
Fantastic question. I need to calm down and say this. My journey, I don't have 20 years of experience. Like I say to people, I've been an agilist all of my life because I like to experiment. I didn't know anything about agile. That's a shock. 2017, I got exposed to the agile mindset, to the agile learning, and I started getting excited. I got certified. I went for my digital marketing course and got involved. And that's the story. 2017, not 20 years ago. But although I've worked in the banking sector, worked in different sectors, worked with channels, I've gained experience across all spectrum. But today, I am now trying to become a change maker for Nigerians, for Africa. How can we get more women involved? The irony is, when I'm putting out training for digital marketing, I have more women, over 75 women apply. But when I'm putting out training like Agile and things like that, less women participate. The last cohort one, we had 560 something registration. The conversion was 19 students that converted eventually. But the beauty was 80% of them were women. And they are the ones now running with it. One of them is the one that I said she's sitting as a trustee for this UK company, Agile 20 Reflect Festival, that is happening. And she's been exposed to MDs or in the Agile space. She has gotten an opportunity to meet people from Qatar, from Nepal, from across the globe because of our passion, our hunger to learn. So these are success stories. Women don't think it's difficult. It is not. You can do it where you are. I keep saying, do where you are. Lentor is here to guide you, hold you by the hand, take you one step at a time for you to learn right. Stop doing these quick fixes. 5,000 naira digital marketing. You cannot scale. Look at what the entry is, 135,000 US dollars to you learning the skills, learning the agile way, but don't go after certification. Certification will not get you the kind of exposure that Lentor is offering you.
It's been an absolute pleasure chatting with you today. I wish you all the best. Thank you for your time today.
Thank you.
My guest has been Mercy George Ibafe, founder, Lentor. If you're a young person watching this show and it's end of the year and you're unsure of what to do next, then you might want to take a closer look at some of these skills that are in high demand today. We've come to the end of the show, but it doesn't end here. The conversation continues online. We are Tech Trends TV on social media. Also watch the show on Channels TV, YouTube, or cfablog.ng. Merry Christmas and the best of the new year from all of us at Channels Television. For Tech Trends, I'm Chukwemeka Gbata.